Hello everyone, I hope you are doing very well. So welcome to this class. Okay, so we are discussing some basic concepts of chemistry and this is going to be very interesting class like the previous class. In the previous class, first of all, I want to recall the previous class concepts, then we will start this today's class. In the previous class, we have covered the concept of mole, right? It means you can say mole concept and molar mass and some numerical problems based on the mole concept. In mole concept, actually certain formulas are there like n is equal to given mass by atomic mass, given mass by molecular mass, given mass by molar mass. N is nothing, that is a number of moles. If you are given with the particles, so you can see n is equal to n divided by Na. It should be the number of given particles, that is capital N, and Na is the Avogadro number. Na is the Avogadro number, having value 6.022 into 10 raised to the power 23, and it can be any entity like molecule, ion, cation, anion, electron, proton, neutron, etc. Today we are going to discuss on another concept, that is percentage composition. So far we are dealing with the number of entities present in a given sample. If we know that these entities are present in a given sample, but now the question is that how much amount is present. But many times the information regarding the percentage of a particular element present in a compound is required. Like what percentage of water molecules are there in blue vitriol? Suppose the formula is blue vitriol is copper sulfate pentahydrate. So what percentage of copper, what percentage of sulfur, what percentage of oxygen, what percentage of water molecule is there in this particular molecule? Suppose an unknown or new compound is given to you. The first question you would ask is what is the formula or what are its constituents? So if any unknown compound or new compound is given to you, first question is that what is its formula? What are the constituent elements? What are the different types of elements are there? And if the elements are there, then in what ratio are they present in the given compound? For non-compounds also, such information provides a check whether the given sample contains the same percentage of elements as present in a pure sample or not. Suppose I have given you to water, so you can check the percentage composition of hydrogen and oxygen. If the percentage composition of hydrogen and oxygen are same, then you can say it can be a pure water. It may be a pure water. Then you can do the another test. In other words, one can check the purity of a given sample by analyzing the data. So let's understand the word percentage composition and how can we calculate the percentage composition by taking an example of water having formula H2O. Since water contains two atoms like hydrogen and oxygen, two types of atoms you can say, and total three atoms are there, two hydrogen and one oxygen. The percentage composition of both these elements must be calculated as follows. If you want to calculate the mass percentage of any element, what you can do, you can put in denominator and numerator. Two things are there. So in numerator you have to put mass of that element in the compound, right, for which you are asking for mass percentage, divided by molar mass of the compound total, multiply with 100. So if you will calculate for water, the molar mass comes out to be 18.02 gram, and the mass percentage of hydrogen and oxygen we can calculate easily. Mass percentage of hydrogen is 2 into 1.008 divided by total mass, or you can say molar mass of the compound, multiply with 100, and it comes out to be 11.18%. The mass percentage of hydrogen is 11.18%, and if you are calculating the mass percentage of oxygen, it comes out to be only one oxygen is here, so 16 divided by 18 multiply with 100, and it comes out to be 88.79%. There is a short trick as well. If you are about to calculate the mass percentage of last element, so what can you do? You can use this trick. and suppose in this case the mass percentage of oxygen element, and this is the last type of element. So what can you do? You can take 100 minus mass percent, sum of mass percentages of all other elements. Like 100 minus mass percentage of all other elements is what? 11.79. So, and if you are doing 100, 18. 100 minus 11.18. So what will you get if you will minus 88.82 approx, and the same value you are getting here 88.79. So what is the mass percentage of oxygen? 88.79%. And what is the mass percentage of hydrogen in water molecule? It is 11.18%. It is 11.18%. I hope you got this concept, the percentage composition concept. Okay, so let's move to the next. Let us take one more example. What is the percentage of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen in ethanol? Ethanol is nothing, that is C2H5OH. So the question is asking for calculate the percentage of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen in ethanol, and the molecular formula of ethanol is given, that is H plus N plus O C2H5OH. And first of all, calculate the molar mass of ethanol. It should be 12 into 2, 1 into 5 plus 16, 16 plus 1 into 1, or you can simply write 1. 12 into 2, 24 plus 5 plus 1, 6 plus 16. It comes out to be 46 gram per mole. And now you have to calculate the mass percentage of carbon. So if you are calculating the mass percentage of carbon, so how many carbons are there? 2. So 24 divided by 46 multiply with 100. You will get your answer. If you are calculating the mass percentage of oxygen, (16 divided by 46 multiply with 100). And if you are calculating for hydrogen, (6 divided by 46 into 100). 6 divided by 46 into 100. So you can see here, you will get your answer. 2 into 12.01 exactly. In this slide you can see exact mass is actually 46.068 gram. So 12.01 into 2 plus 6 into 1.008 plus 16. So if you are calculating the exact mass, molar mass of ethanol will be 2 into 12.01 plus 6 hydrogens are there, so 6 into 1.008 plus 1 oxygen, so 16 into 1, 16. So it comes out to be 46.068 gram per mole, right? 46.068 gram per mole. If you want to calculate the mass percentage of carbon, it comes out to be 24.02 divided by 46.068 into 100, and the percentage will be 52.14%. 52.14% is the mass percentage of carbon. If you are calculating the mass percentage of hydrogen, it comes out to be 6.048 divided by 46.068 into 100. That means the mass of that element divided by molar mass of the compound multiply with 100. You will get 13.13%. Suppose you don't want to calculate the mass percentage of oxygen. So what can you do if you want to calculate the mass percentage of oxygen? But not only this way, you can do this technique, that is 100 minus 52.4 52.14 plus 13.13 will be 65.27, comes out to be around 34.73%. Let's see what will be the mass percentage of oxygen, and the value will be around 34.73%. So 16 exactly we are getting, exactly what we are getting, 16 upon 46.068 multiply 16 upon 46.068, 068 not 168, 068 multiply with 100, you are getting 34.73%. After understanding the calculation of mass percentage, let us now see what information can be obtained from the percentage composition data. If we have the percentage composition data, we can calculate the empirical formula and then molecular formula. So let's understand this. What is this empirical formula? Empirical formula is nothing, that is the simplest formula. Okay, it is the simplest formula. It gives the simplest whole number ratio of atoms, but molecular formula gives the actual number of atoms present in that particular molecules. Actual. An empirical formula represent the simplest whole number ratio of various atoms present in a compound, whereas the molecular formula shows the exact number of different types of atoms present in a molecule or a compound. And exact number is given by molecular formula, but the simplest number is given by empirical formula. If the mass percentage of various elements present in a compound is known, if the mass percentage is known, its empirical formula can be determined. Molecular formula can further be obtained if the molar mass is known. And the following example illustrates the sequence. Again I am repeating, if the mass percentage of various types of element is known, as like we have calculated in the ethanol C2H5OH, its empirical formula can be determined with the help of mass percentage, and molecular formula can be further be obtained if the molar mass is known. And this is the following example. The example is a compound contains 4.07% hydrogen, 24.27% carbon and 71.65% chlorine. Its molar mass is 98.96 gram. Molar mass of that compound is 98.96 gram. What are its empirical and molecular formula? Now listen me very carefully. Suppose formula is given to you and there is hydrogen, carbon and chlorine. Suppose you don't know and it is given like CX, HY and ClZ. So how can you calculate the percentage? If I want to calculate the mass percentage of carbon, so what will you do? You will do X into 12 divided by molar mass of this compound. Molar mass of this compound is what? Molar mass is given 98.96. Multiply with 100. So mass percentage of carbon is given to you, that is 24.27. Otherwise, like this question can be solved very easily with the help of formula, but we are trying this one. 24.27 and is equal to 12x and multiply with 98.96. Multiplied with 98.96. If you are multiplying this 98.96 with this 24.27 and then divided this, you will get the value of x, right? You will get the value of x. Similarly, you can get the value of y and z as well. So the solution, how can we do the solution? First of all, convert the mass percentage into grams. Since we are having the mass percentage and it is convenient to use 100 gram of the compound as the starting material. Thus, in 100 gram of sample, the above compound will be 4.07 gram hydrogen, 24.27 gram of carbon, and 71.65% 65 gram of chlorine are present. Convert into number moles of each element. Divided the mass obtained above by respective atomic masses of various elements, and this gives the number of moles of constituent elements in the compounds. So in the compound, you can see number of moles of hydrogen will be 4.07 gram divided by 1.008 and it comes out to be 4.04 moles. Moles of carbon 24.27 gram divided by 12.01 gram is equal to 2.012 moles. Moles of chlorine 71.65 gram divided by 35.453 gram is equal to 2.021 moles. So what will be the empirical formula? empirical formula you know very well, that will be the simplest formula, right? Empirical formula will be the simplest formula. So if we know the moles of hydrogen, carbon and chlorine, we can calculate the empirical formula. Divide each of the mole values obtained above by the smallest number amongst them, and that is 2.021. It gives a ratio of 2:1:1 for hydrogen ratio carbon ratio chlorine. It means hydrogen ratio carbon ratio chlorine will be 2:1:1, right? 2:1:1. The important part is that in case the ratio are not whole numbers, then may be converted into whole number by multiplying them by suitable coefficient, but we are getting the whole numbers here. Then write down the empirical formula by mentioning the numbers after writing the symbols of respective elements, and it should be CH2Cl is thus the empirical formula of the above compound. CH2Cl is the empirical formula. If you want to calculate the molecular formula, so how can you calculate? Because the given mass is molar mass is given, which is 98.96 gram. The empirical formula is CH2Cl. The molar mass is given gram. Let's calculate the empirical formula mass. Mass of empirical formula: 1 carbon plus 2 hydrogen plus 35.54 chlorine. 49.5 gram. 49.5 gram. So what will be the value of N? It should be molar mass divided by empirical formula mass. (98.96) divided by 49.5, approximately will get value of 2. It means if the empirical formula is so you can calculate, because we know that molecular formula will be N into CH2Cl2. N will be 2. 2 into CH2Cl2 means C2H4Cl2. C2H4Cl2 is the molecular formula of this particular given compound, in which the compound contains 4.07% hydrogen, 24.27% carbon, and 71.65% chlorine, right? And its molar mass is given, that is 98.96 gram. So what are its molecular and empirical formula? So we have calculated the molecular formula as well as empirical formula, right? So you can see determining empirical formula mass by adding the atomic masses of various atoms. You can see it is 49.48. You can say exactly if you are calculating 49.48. Then dividing molar mass by empirical formula mass, you will get the answer 2, and multiply empirical formula by N obtained above to get the molecular formula CH2Cl, and value of N is 2. So 2 into CH2Cl will be C2H4Cl2. C2H4Cl2. So by this way you can calculate the empirical formula of any type of compound whose data is given. Okay. So we will discuss one more numerical now. I hope so far this is clear. Then how can we calculate the empirical formula and molecular formula? Empirical formula and molecular formula are very easy to calculate. So in this question some values are given, right? So with the help of this question, what we found, what is empirical formula and what is molecular formula, and what is the difference between empirical formula and molecular formula. The basic thing that I want to say here, empirical formula is nothing, that is the simplest formula. Okay, as you can see, simplest formula. In this particular question, if I will go with the empirical formula, that is CH2Cl. If you are thinking that it is the simplest formula or it is the molecular formula or not, you can see carbon can make 4 valency, right? Carbon can make 4 bonds. And here you can see only 2 hydrogen and 1 chlorine is here. It means the valency of carbon is not completed, not satisfied. So we can say this should be an empirical formula, because in empirical formula, suppose I am going with glucose, that is C6H12O6. So C ratio H ratio O, you can see it should be 6 ratio 12 ratio 6. If I will go with the simplest ratio, you can divide all the values with the number 6 and you will find 1 ratio 2 ratio 1. So this is actually the molecular formula of glucose, you know very well. This is the molecular formula of glucose. And if I will go with the simplest ratio, because I am saying empirical formula is nothing, that is the simplest formula. So the simplest ratio will be carbon 1, hydrogen 2 and oxygen 1. This is the simplest ratio, CH2O. So this is empirical formula of glucose. So what is the relationship you can observe here between the molecular formula and empirical formula? If I will go with the molecular formula of this particular empirical formula, then we found it C2H4Cl2. C2H4Cl2 is actually, you can make multiple structures with the help of C2H4Cl2. I'm not going with the structure part. I'm just saying what is the relationship between molecular formula and empirical formula. You can see, if I will multiply the simplest formula with a number, you will get the molecular formula. The simplest formula is actually the empirical formula. So you can see, in case of glucose, CH2O is the empirical formula and the molecular formula is C6H12O6. Okay, so what you need? You need carbon 6 and here is carbon 1 only. So if you will multiply with 6, then you will get carbon 6, hydrogen 12 and oxygen definitely 6. So CH2O is the empirical formula. And this one C6H12O6 is the molecular formula. And how can we relate these? With the help of this factor. This multiply factor can relate the empirical formula and molecular formula. So if I want to relate generally, so I can write N into empirical formula. N into empirical formula will provide the molecular formula. N into empirical formula will provide the molecular formula. What I mean with this, N is nothing, that is a number, right? In case of this particular question, if I will go with the question, you can see the with this data we obtained the empirical formula is CH2Cl. If I will multiply with CH2Cl with 2, you will get the molecular formula, which is C2H4Cl2. C2H4Cl2 is nothing, that is the molecular formula, and empirical formula is CH2Cl and value of N is 2 here, and in the case of glucose value of N is 6. So value of N can vary, but it relates the empirical formula and molecular formula. But it relates what? Empirical formula and molecular formula. So one more thing I want to say, with the help of this one formula, I have calculated the value of N. So how can you calculate the value of N? If suppose in any question, molecular formula is given, and also you can see empirical formula, then you will get the value of N. Not only with the help of this, you can calculate molar mass, not molar, yes, molar mass divided by empirical formula mass और ऊपर और in the above side you can write molecular mass, right? If the mass is given in gram per mole, molar mass. If the mass is given in gram, or simply you can write like in U, you can write molecular formula mass. And in denominator you can write empirical formula mass. So you will get the value of n. You will get the value of n. And we used this formula in this particular question. Okay. So whatever we have covered, I want to recall the points. Then I will recall this particular question again. First of all, I want to recall the question. Then we will start with the like recalling of this today's session. So in this particular question, you have given a compound contains 4.07% hydrogen. So a compound is here. We don't know what is the formula of this compound, but in this compound 4.07%, if I will write exactly, 4.07% hydrogen is here, 24.27% of carbon is here, and 71.65% of chlorine is here. That means total 3 atoms are there, carbon, hydrogen and chlorine, and their percentages are given, and total percentage 100%. But the point is here that its molar mass is also given, which is 98.96 gram per mole, or you can say if it is molecular mass, so you can say 98.96. The important and interesting point is that how can you calculate the number of carbon, hydrogen and chlorine? Because you need the empirical formula at least. If you will get the empirical formula, then you can convert the empirical formula to empirical formula mass, and then you will get the value of n, and with the value of n you can convert the empirical formula into the molecular formula. The interesting point, the percentages are given. How can we convert this percentage into moles? So if I will take 100 gram of this compound, it means out of this 100 gram, 4.07 gram hydrogen is here. Then you can convert this percentage into given mass. That means 4.07 gram hydrogen, 24.27 gram of carbon, and 71.65 gram of chlorine is here. If I will get the given mass, you know the atomic mass, you will get the number of moles. With the help of this, you will get the number of moles. If you will get the number of moles, then you can convert, then you have to do this, you have to calculate the simplest ratio. With the help of this number of moles, then you will get the number of atoms. So what are the steps you can see here? First of all, convert this mass percentage to gram. So you can see if I will take 100 gram sample of the above compound, then 4.07 gram hydrogen, 24.27 gram carbon, and 71.65 gram of chlorine are present. If this amount is present, then definitely you have to convert into number moles of each element. So given mass by atomic mass, given mass by atomic mass, given mass by atomic mass, you will get the moles of hydrogen. The moles of hydrogen this. Then to convert it into simplest ratio, divide each of the mole values obtained above by the smallest number amongst them, and which is 2.021. Then you will get the simplest ratio, and the ratio will be 2:1:1. It means hydrogen 2, carbon 1 and chlorine 1. In case if the ratios are not, if after dividing you are not getting the whole numbers, then what can you do? You can multiply the number with a suitable number by a suitable coefficient, and you will get a whole number, right? And you can convert that ratio into ratio of whole numbers, that ratio into ratio of whole numbers. The step 4 is like write down the empirical formula by mentioning the numbers after writing the symbols of respective elements, which is CH2Cl is the empirical formula of the above compound. And you can see this is the simplest formula. You can see this is the simplest formula. Okay. And if I want to get the value of n, how can you get the value of n? Writing molecular formula. First of all, determine empirical formula, which we have determined, and by adding the atomic mass of various atoms present in the empirical formula. For CH2Cl, the empirical formula mass So how can we get the empirical formula mass? We can just add the atomic masses of various atoms present in the empirical formula, and we will get the empirical formula mass is 49.48 gram, and 49.48 gram is the empirical formula mass, and we know the molecular formula mass. Then we can divide the molecular formula mass with the empirical formula mass, and we will get the value of n. And if you will get the value of n, which is 2, you can multiply the empirical formula by value of n, which is obtained above, you can see, to get the molecular formula, and you will get the empirical formula is CH2Cl, and you will get the molecular formula, which is the 2 into CH2Cl. It means C2H4Cl2. C2H4Cl2 you can make easily. I hope you are very much clear about this point and about this question. So in this today's class, whatever we have discussed, I want to quickly recall these points. So in this today's class, we have discussed mainly percentage composition. Suppose any unknown compound is given to you, and however you will know, like you will get to know like what are the elements present in this particular compound. If I am giving you any unknown compound, now for the first question is that what is it, what are the elements present in it, what is the percentage composition of these elements present in that particular compound. So this is the first question you can ask to me. So if you will know that carbon, hydrogen and oxygens are present in this particular compound, so how, like what is the number of carbon? Like suppose carbon number is 2, hydrogen number is 1, and oxygen number is also 1. Suppose you are saying this, and then what will be the percentage composition of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen in this particular compound. So this is the way, and percentage composition is definitely very important, and it helps us to calculate the empirical formula as well as in the calculation of molecular formula. So with the help of this percentage composition, if data is properly given, so we can calculate the empirical formula, and then we can convert this empirical formula, which is the simplest formula, into this molecular formula, and they are related with a factor n. It means you can say n is nothing, that is the molecular formula divided by empirical formula. Then you can calculate the value of n, and if you will get the value of n, you can multiply the empirical formula with the value of n, and you will get the molecular formula. So in this today's class, we have covered mainly percentage composition, empirical formula, molecular formula, and some questions, and the questions are important based on empirical formula, as well as we have calculated molecular formula, and we used the percentage composition while the during the calculation of empirical formula and molecular formula. So these three things, percentage composition, empirical formula and molecular formula, are related to each other. Okay, so this is all about this today's class. I hope you got each and every concepts. So practice, okay, practice makes you perfect, you know very well, because if you are practicing some questions based on empirical formula, you will get expertise on this concept, okay, over this concept. So this is all about today's class. Thank you so much, and have a good day, have a nice day, take care. Thank you.